Ron Shewchuk was born in Manitoba in 1959 and is renowned for being involved in umpiring programs for over 35 years. Looking over your background in umpiring, Ron, baseball people would have to be impressed by your participation in various events. For example, you umpired in 4 World Junior Championships, the 2008 Olympic Games, and 13 Canadian Championship gold medal games. That's a lot of experience calling balls and strikes, or safe and out on the bases, I would say.
It has. It's been a very quick ride. 35 years or 40 years is gone by very quickly, and I've been very fortunate to have worked as many championships as I have and seen as much of the world as I've seen.
Another remarkable note, you umpired over 900 professional baseball games. Some would suggest that should produce a guy with a pretty thick skin.
I was fortunate. I started with the Northern League back in 1993, even before the Winnipeg Goldeyes were in Winnipeg. I also worked in the Canadian Baseball League and the Prairie League of Professional Baseball, and of course the American Association. So there was years that I worked full-time. I was a principal, so I went away the day school ended and came back the day before school started, and in June I worked primarily in Winnipeg and Fargo.
In all that experience, what stands out maybe as being very special for you?
Well, obviously the 2008 Beijing Games, it is the pinnacle of amateur umpiring, and right now as it stands, I am the answer to a trivia question, who was the last Canadian umpire to work in the Olympics, and that is me.
You qualified. Baseball has been very consistent in maintaining its rules of the games, but there have been some modification over the years. Anything major in your opinion in that respect?
I think the push for baseball is to speed up the game. A lot of cases it seemed to have dragged, and now they've introduced rules that have sped up the game, and I think that's good for the baseball fans.
That's right. You are the head instructor for the Western Canada Umpire Caravan program. Can you tell us something about that?
I'm also it's called the Instructor Development Portfolio for Baseball Canada, and we develop instructors for Baseball Canada, and it's something that is unique. We teach guys how to teach clinics, and it's a unique program. I'm a four-sport official, and that is unique in any of the sports that I do.
Ron, I had some umpiring experience myself many years ago. I was accused of calling a wide plate but a small up and down strike zone. In your respect, do you have any tendencies like that?
I think when I used to work metal bats, that was the case. But now with wood bats, it's become fair for both the pitcher and the hitter. So I think you call the rule book strike zone, which is what we're instructed to do.
When you watch the umpires on television, some of them do call those low pitches, others no. I find some inconsistency there.
But they're working very hard in Major League Baseball to get consistency with the use of video, and so I think they're getting better. And I mean, it's a game of human nature and human tendencies, and we'll never take that out of the game.
Have you been getting better as an umpire?
I am getting better at a lot of things. It's interesting. I handle situations much better than I ever did. I don't know physically I'm as good as I was, as fast as I once was, but the mental aspect of the game is still as good as it ever was.
Among your honors, Ron, you were selected as Umpire of the Year by Baseball Manitoba. That was back in 1987, and the same by Baseball Canada in 2001. Nice to have those things on your resume.
Yeah, it is, Bob. But the thing is we don't start out doing those things. I think they just happen, and they're a result of your work and the recognition that we do as umpires. And so those are nice, but like I said, we don't start out doing those types of things.
It's nice to know, though, that at this stage you're still involved with umpiring and still enjoying it, of course?
Yes, I'm still doing probably close to 100 games a season. I'm retired now, so that gives me the opportunity to work a lot more and do a lot more work with Baseball Canada and Manitoba Baseball.
Any regrets along the way?
I think if there was one regret is that I didn't go professionally. I could have gone in 1983, but I couldn't get a visa, and then I went back to umpire school in 1992, and they basically said I was 32 years old and too old. So I would say that would be the one big regret, is not having done professionally in organized baseball.
Right. And how do you feel about being a member of the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame?
Well, I think it's an honor, and that I think the board of directors of Manitoba Baseball have recognized that I've made some contribution, in a small part, to baseball in this great province of Manitoba.
It's kind of flattering, isn't it, in one respect?
Yes, it is, absolutely. It is. It's recognition of the hours and the miles I put on my vehicle, and traveling through small town Manitoba and across Canada and into the world. It is recognition.
Ron Shewchuk, who now is in this province's baseball shrine.